very good afternoon. Have you heard of Julia Child? She started off a career in media and advertising before she started to learn how to cook and move to France. Or Stan Lee. He got his first break at the age of 40 when he released The Fantastic Four before all of his heroes became our history. Much like Colonel Sanders, who also found passion for fried chicken at the age of 40. And I know a plant-based milk founder shouldn't be the one standing here talking about fried chicken to all of you. But what I'm saying is that if these guys wouldn't have found their passions, the world we live in would be a very different place without things unknown. Or our beloved dean, Mr. Veeru Sahasrabuddhe, brought to life by Mr. Baman Irani, only started acting at the age of 44. 44 is when he found his passion. And if he wouldn't have, the industry would be at a serious loss. And I'm sure all of these guys had their doubts, and the world tell them that, are you sure about doing this in an alien field at this age? However, I stand before you guys to talk about my personal story of how at the age of 24, I went from my dream life in London, wearing suits and like fancy overcoats, just like a Yash Raj movie, to solving India's dairy problem, to help people find a sustainable alternative for milk that was healthy, accessible, and digestible. Yeah, so that's me a couple of years ago. So I went from getting a drink at one of the fanciest jazz bars in the heart of Soho to grinding oats in my mom's kitchen. I went from sitting on a $5,000 ergonomically adjustable desk to a make-believe one in my childhood bedroom. And don't get me wrong, I was happy in London, or maybe a bit too happy, I would say. But there was something that was very unsettling about it. I feared that I would stay in this job for the rest of my life without having followed my true passion. And at the time, I did not know what that was, and in no way am I encouraging any of you to leave your jobs. But what I'm talking about is what did not sit well with me. I wanted to do something of my own where I could have people beside me help me convert my dreams into a reality. I feared that, I would stay in this job and I would turn complacent. So I acted on this thought, and 5,000 miles and a couple of flights later, I was home. Coming back home came with its own set of challenges. I had to relearn and unlearn a lot of things. I had gone from living by myself for the past 7 years to moving back in with a family of 5. Our first 100-odd experiments were in the kitchen, a place I thought I would never have to enter once I came back home. Now I practically live there. We failed around 153 times before we got a product that we were happy with, and then failed yet another 4 to 5 times before we could replicate in a factory. It was hard, and it still is extremely hard. But what kept us going in these moments of weakness was my passion, my motivation. When you're sleeping and in your sleep you come up with something and a thought, an idea, or a poem, and you just have to get up, rush and pen it down. Well, that was me and still is me 24/7. I'm living and breathing this. Work 9 to 5 and life from 5 to 9 had just transitioned into something that I was completely unfamiliar with. There were absolutely no boundaries, but that did not bother me. It rather, it fueled me. I felt like I was on fire. I was finding happiness in the smallest of things, from registering my own company to my very own starch solution iodine test, from making a sustainable glass bottle to delivering samples to the best of places in the country. My curious mind was comprehending everything with starry eyes and a glistening smile. I was thriving. I was cold calling everywhere, making samples in the kitchen, hand delivering them to our first very taste testers in the city, and then coming back home to clean the kitchen slab because, mom's kitchen. But then working late in the night after that on our business plan and strategy. I had found what fulfilled me. It made me feel complete. I wasn't stuck anymore. I was thriving. I was happy. And I had gone from never having read a nutritional label in my life before to being in control of something that every ingredient, every part of the process was in my hands. I was making the milk of the future, one developed by an economist and a data visualizer. Well, last year has been one with a lot of firsts, and my passion has been taking me places. I found myself serving oat grains in Punjab, serving plant-based milk ice creams in Bangalore, even did pretended to be a barista at a pop-up cafe in Andheri, and then swirled like oat milk and wine glasses, like with all the sniffing and swirling and everything at a global protein summit in Delhi. We even made laddus for Diwali, and guys, I did my first ever photo shoot. It was amazing. So today, today we supply our oat milk to one of the best places in the country. It also includes one of the offices in Pune where my ex-colleagues work. And I've never been to Kerala or the UAE unless you count a 5-hour layover. But our product has been. It's even got our company's name written on it in Arabic. And so what I'm trying to say, guys, is that my passion has been taking me places that I never thought I would be at, but it has. You know, the happiness I feel is that of a mother giving birth to a newborn baby. And I know I'm not a parent myself, but I feel this would be a close approximation. Today, I feel at home in an unknown city where I've never been before. Walk into a cafe and just find my product there. And there are people over there who know me for me, my passion, my work. And at that moment, there's a lot of pride that I feel. And it makes me stop questioning all the intrusive thoughts I had in the beginning about, you know, is this right? Are you doing the right thing at this age in a field you have no idea about? But trust me, guys, like, my passion, my work has brought me to this stage as well. One that I always wanted to be on, but was never sure I would have anything to say that would inspire one or all. But there's a long way to go for me as well. Potentially complete the circle of life by delivering oat milk to my ex-office in Canary Wharf, London, amongst other things. But I believe that I'm inspired and motivated enough to try, and my passion will find me there sooner than later. In closing, I would request all of you to think about what makes you restless, what makes you not sleep at night, and hope to encourage you in paraphrase words of Nelson Mandela: never settle for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living. Thank you.